Okay, so as with both swings, you've got the yellow line, which is your shaft line, the green line's got the swing plane line, basically going up through your neck and your shoulder area there. So previously, you kind of pushed it out and away. At this point now, the club's already above and outside that green line. So it's going out to the line, very much sort of cutting across. Halfway back, the hands are way outside from your body, the club's even further away. And at this point now, the club's actually going through your head. I mean, that's how steep that club is there. We should be going through that sort of green and yellow line. Vertical here now. So you're just creating angles that are going to get very, very steep in the golf ball. Hands are above that green line. As you then come back to the golf ball, now you never get back under that green line until you sort of come back into impact. And this is the movement you're making out to stop basically digging up the golf course, is sort of pulling the arms in here, tucking it away to the left, and it will feel very cramped and not much space, and very sort of shrugged, and again, not a free flow move. So it's powerless, it's weak, it's just steep and chunking the ground, and then the ball's going to start left and not as comfortable to follow through. Compared to this one, using that drill to move the ball back, so kicking the ball there back now means that club goes up that yellow shaft line. Okay, now again, it's going to be slightly above that because the camera's a bit higher. Rather than me moving this table the way, it's a bit above that, but you can still see now the club now working through that cone. Yeah, so the club's underneath your head at this point, working up. Your hands now on that green line at the top nicely. Now as you come back down, you get that club back under, just slightly above it, I suppose, but near enough for me in the time we've been doing that. If I said to you actually get the club back here, you'd probably miss the golf ball. Yeah. So don't go too far too quickly. Yeah. For you, you've got to find a comfortable strike point, get that club working back down. You can see as you're coming the golf ball here now, if I clear all these lines, I've done all that, and look at where that club is relative to the golf ball, and we go back to where you were on this one. Yeah, I mean that shaft now is inside the golf ball. That shaft now is basically almost dissecting the ball in half. So that's going to bring in potential unmentionables off the hosel. Pulley ones into the body to try to not do that. And obviously when you're trying to not hit the ground too, if the club's coming out of there, it's going to be steep, You can't hit that golf ball back, okay, keeping the club on the ground low. Okay, if your club goes out here too much, you'll miss that golf ball, And the club's going to be too high. Even though there's a ball there, your club will be too high too quickly, Unless you did this, So when you start going outside, the club's going to get steep quite quickly, So getting that takeaway drill, that's just quite a simple little drill to practice that. You can do it on the driving range. If there's people going past, just be careful of knocking golf balls between people's feet or whatever. You can put a little rubber tee there if you want to knock something over, okay? Just get the sensation of that club working back. And I think as a swing thought, I think maybe for you, think about that right hip. He just gets out of the way. That will make everything kind of work in and around as you want it to. Get to the top of the backswing better. That club can now work back down a better angle. Even though at the moment now that club is working better, the ball is still starting slightly left of target because it's still right of where you're used to, but that's still left of where it wants to be. But we'll change that probably the next lesson once this has been dialed in for a week or so, and you've got that sort of feeling of where it needs to be. Once that's like, okay, I've done that now, I'm not having to think about it. What's the next stage? Then we'll put the next stage in for the downswing to get that path more, not quite that far away, but more in that direction, Okay, mate, makes sense?
Sounds good.
Good man, right, good, okay.